4th and goal to go to 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
All right, welcome to the Gridiron, baby. If you can give this video a thumbs up or maybe share this video, that would be absolutely freaking phenomenal. If you subscribe to my channel, thank you. If not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way next time I go live, if I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose? It's totally free of charge. But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you want to help support my channel out, description box below, very top link takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. Each one has their own little perks to them. So once again, if you want to help support my channel out, it would mean so much to me. And I thank you in advance. Thank you. And then finally, just underneath that, there's another link in that description box. Takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. We have over 9,800 members in the group. It is doing simply marvelous, might I add. Basically, if I'm alive and breathing, and if I got internet access, I put stuff in this group darn it 365. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Please join it. You will not be dissatisfied. I promise. Well, you knew it. It was going to happen because we're talking a certain word that starts with I and the New York Giants, and it just goes hand in hand. Now, of course, it goes with all the football teams. But, it's one of those things you can do, at the start of every training camp. What's going to be the first catastrophic catastrophe of an injury? What's it going to be and who's it going to be? And everybody chucks in like 10, 20 bucks or so. You compile like hundreds of dollars or whatever. And the person who's closest, without going over, right, wins. Well, if you best, I guess with the Bryce Ford-Wheaton with the Achilles tear, you're a trillionaire, baby, because you won, right? So, we're 4 days in and bam, already lost. That's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Obviously, you really feel, for these guys, it's horrible. But of course, with us Giant fans, injuries. Well, actually, when you open up the Webster's dictionary and you look at the word injury, it just says has a little NY in it. It doesn't say injury, it just says NY. Yeah, it's just, So unfortunately, now there was a chance, that he was going to be possibly, right? Because you listen to, once again, Big Blue Kickoff Live. I try to listen to them, as much as possible because they're there every day. They're very knowledgeable. Lance Meadow, smart dude. He knows like all of the like the coaching trees and just a really smart dude. Paul Dottino has been with the Giants since 1983. I think he was like 19 years old. So he was there. He's been there since the first year of Bill Parcells. John Schmelk. He watches. I don't, but some people do. John Schmelk. He's one of them. He watches like 79 hours of football every day. So God bless you. So he's a wealth of talent. Matt Seitek, he's been there. I think he said 7 years. I think he said. Madeline Burke, she's been there for a while. You got also Howard Cross too. So you got a lot of talent, a lot of smart people there that obviously very, very familiar with the New York Giants operation. They work for the Giants. They're employed by the Giants, I do believe. And they're there every day. They watch you, whether the media is there or not, whether the people are there or not, whatever. They see every day. They see practices, training camp, all of that. They're there every day. So I try to listen to them, And they were talking about, it's like, the Giants they were even throwing out just like 5 wide receivers. I was like, yeah. because what you're kind of looking at is like between wide receivers and tight ends, the number might be like 10, right? Under 53. So, I mean, it's going to be a shame. I mean, we might want to put like Greg Dulcich or somebody like that on the practice squad. He might get scoffed up pretty damn quick. But we're looking at maybe 4 tight ends on the roster, right? And then they were talking about maybe like 5 wide receivers. That's it. But I mean, I'd have a hard time believing it's going to be 5. I could see a 6. But the thing is that because you're going to have obviously, some guy by the name of Malik Neighbors, maybe heard of him, Wando Robinson, Darius Slayton, and Jalen Hyatt, right? So you got those 4. Now the thing was you're going to need, your returner. Now it doesn't have to be a wide receiver, but Amir Smith-Marset just happens to be a wide receiver. Now, if he's part of the 53, obviously he dresses up because he returns kickoffs. Don't know. Is he going to return punts? We'll have to wait and see. But he would be quite possibly the 5th wide receiver. Now if you're going to want somebody else in, you're looking at, quite possibly who's Bryce Ford-Wheaton, right? Because of what he contributes on special teams. Do I have him up? Yeah. I'm going to show you, let's see, share my screen here. Bryce Ford-Wheaton, share screen. All right, let's see. I get it. Oh, there we go. Now, he contributed a lot last season with special teams, right? So all right, almost 300 snaps on special teams. Now, apparently I don't recall exactly what it was, but he missed a few games last year. Right, in the middle of the season. I can't remember what it was, or else he would have had over 300 snaps on special teams. Now, the one thing, that the Giants did do a very good job of bringing in some of these free agents, okay, who maybe were not or super stellar, shall we say, as far as their position on offense or defense, but they are stellar special teams contributors. So, unfortunately, we lost Bryce Ford-Wheaton for the season, but we did bring in a plethora of other special teams contributors. Okay, now we're going to be talking a little bit more in a little bit here about special teams and the wide receivers and all that and everything. But you can see here, okay, that Bryce Ford-Wheaton was a big time contributor. On special teams, and unfortunately, and in 2023, he didn't, let's see, it just pretty, so this was his 3rd season, special teams. I'm trying to think, did he get any snaps at all? No, 2023, no, nope. No snaps whatsoever. But so 2024, he was, let's see, did he even get, let's see, offense, here we go. What did he do last year? Okay. Grand total 3 snaps. He had 1 snap in the final week of the season. Week 2, he had 1 snap. Actually played 2 of his 3 snaps on offense were against the Eagles, and 1 was against the Commanders in week 2 when we should have won that game. So I mean, just 3 snaps on offense. But so this is his 3rd season. Okay, but pretty much a practice squad, but they did, they brought him in, put him on the practice squad, but they did give him a nice size signing bonus. So they did see some potential in there. Unfortunately, it hasn't really blossomed into the hopefully, maybe, possibly wide receiver that they were kind of, but, nice contributor on spy. I mean, obviously he was the one that ran back. And when, against Seattle, the block field goal, right? He scooped that baby up and ran it back for a touchdown, right? That was him. But yeah, it is a shame. Things happen, and I mean, a lot of it always be like a little, I mean, obviously, like Hyatt went out, had some cramping, right? Then, of course, the other day, you had the dreaded friendly fire, right? Where you had Brian Burns and Wandale Robinson. I don't know exactly what happened, but ran into each other. They were both down for a little while. They both got up, and they're taking it. They're taking it a little slow, right? But things like that are going to wind up happening. But unfortunately, apparently, I guess you can't really blame this on turf. Can't blame this on MetLife turf. You can't blame. Ain't no turf monster. This was grass, so it is what it is. But shame, as I said, obviously for us Giant fans, you really feel bad, but obviously for him, because he's, because his season's over with, right? And you really, season-ending Achilles tear at training camp, and the thing is, the money, but it's not about the money. It's dude wants to play some freaking football. You know what I mean? And he was last season. He did what he was supposed to do, and he didn't get much of an opportunity on offense, but he was in there as almost 300 snaps on special teams. So he was a big time contributor for the Giants. So you feel bad for him. It's not the end of the world, right? It comes back. Hopefully, he can come back next season. The one nice thing that you can say, all right, is there's not much you can say about tearing your Achilles, but the one nice thing you can say, doing it this early. Because your whole season, forget about it. Just all that crap you did, forget about it, right? But doing it this early gives you a good shot to come back next season fully ready to rock and roll. Now, obviously, Shane and Daboll, right, if they're still there, they know what they have with Bryce Ford-Wheaton. I'm sure they'll welcome him with open arms, give him a great big hug. What's up, bro? Right? Give him a nice big hug, and certainly give him another shot. Absolutely. It's not. His career's not over. Life's not over. Right? Sun's going to come out tomorrow. Unfortunately, he's going to come out and he'll be injured for the rest of the season. But if Shane and Daboll make it back next season, they're still alive, right? If not on the chopping block, they know what they have with him, and he knows. He obviously he's not guaranteed anything on a 53 main roster like next season, but he knows he's going to have a chance here. So, but you have to take yourself out of the equation here, because as mad, what are you doing? Getting hurt? What's wrong with you? You got to take yourself out of the equation. Put yourself where he is. You don't want to. Obviously, everybody. Basically, everybody. It's showtime. Everybody is around the league. They're all brothers and all, and they're there to pour their hearts out and play a game they love and all that. You don't want to see anybody get injured. Obviously, in an ideal world, there are no injuries. You got the best team, best players on this team going up against the best players on that team. But it's not a perfect world. So, unfortunately. All right. The thought process had to be the same for Bryce Ford-Wheaton and so many other within the Giants on Sunday when testing confirmed that the depth receiver and special teams coverage standout suffered a season-ending torn Achilles. Bryce Ford-Wheaton, he was only 25. Okay, so he comes back next year, he's 26. Right? Crumbled to the ground without contact at the snap during one play in Sunday's practice. Without contact. It's like he got to his feet, took another step or two, spiked his helmet in frustration, went down again. As he knew it wasn't good. But the nice thing about it, man, you see everybody. There's got this one picture over here. You know what I mean? Russell Wilson's over there patting him on the back. Daboll's over there. I see Scatterboo in the background. I see Dart in the background. You know what I mean? Everybody's over there patting him and everything like that, showing him some love and everything. So, just trying to console him as best as they can. Teammates quickly ran over, dropped to a knee, and huddled around the emotional Ford-Wheaton as he was loaded onto the medical cart and taken off the field. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't devastated, Ford-Wheaton wrote on X. I did everything by the book. Didn't take a single shortcut, left no stone unturned, invested everything into my body and my health this year. It's unbelievable. I mean, no content, nothing. Why all of a sudden at that, got these guys in great shape, this, that, and the other thing and all, and just goes out there, no contact at the snap, and just boom, it's gone. What? The Achilles is gone. Huh? What? Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Not sure why me, but I promise I'm going out on these. I'm not going out on these terms. It's a long road ahead for sure, but I know this is just part of God's plan for me, no matter how tough it may seem right now. Thank you all for your prayers. Please continue to keep me in them. I will be back. That's a promise. Good. All right. God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. It is the second time in 3 seasons that Ford-Wheaton suffered a season-ending injury during the preseason. He tore his ACL just before cut day as he undrafted rookie with a strong chance to make the team in 2023. That's why he didn't have any snaps in 2023. And he bounced back to playing 14 games last season. Right? Giants signed linebacker Chris Board during the offseason to fill a similar special teams role, and undrafted rookie receiver Dalen Cambry. Now, let's not forget about Cambry, right? Cambry, a long shot to make the roster when camp opened, is in the NFL right now because of his special teams excellence in college. Now, Cambry, is obviously in college, was a wide receiver, but he had hardly any catches. But special teams. So that opens things up a little bit now, right? Not necessarily, right, for a special teams wide receiver role, but I mean, anybody, it doesn't have, you have to be a wide receiver, right, to be on special teams, but that, they might have an extra roster spot right now for wide receivers. We'll have to, that's one that we're going to be talking about a specific undrafted rookie free agent, right, who's having a pretty good camp, although it's very early on so far. But now this might open things up a little bit, I say, because we still got the Fab Five, right? If you can't, Amir Smith-Marset, right? So now the Giants keep 6th wide receiver and put one, not to see also how many they try to stash on. You can't stash them on the practice squad because another team can come by and scoop them up, but they have to put them on their 53 now. So it'd be interesting to see because the Giants got, brought in a 5, right? And we got little Jordan Humphrey, so we got quite a few guys. So it's going to be interesting to see, if they keep at least 6, who that 6th guy is going to be, right? And he could wind up being a special teams contributor. I said, Cambry made his money, shall we say, in college on special teams. So, although, he hasn't done too badly so far, training camp and all that, but once again, they haven't even put the pads on. Tomorrow, the pads come on, right? They've just been like shells and all that and everything, So, they'll be doing some popping tomorrow. Okay. Let's just hope that, it's the injuries just happens to every team. It's just not the Giants, although sometimes it feels that way. But you really feel bad for Bryce Ford-Wheaton because this is the second time in 3 seasons. He hasn't even made it to the regular season. I'm not sure. I don't know if it was the same or it was a different Achilles. That I don't know. But it's like, the guy he goes through I don't know his full background. I don't apologize, but I mean, high school, right? I guess I played football in high school. I mean, it's kind of tough just to walk on. Was it West Virginia? I think it's just a wide receiver and just start, So I mean, they played high school. Some kids play when they're like 8 years old. Played in college. Comes to the pros, and every other year he's tearing ACL. I mean, but as it said in that article, okay, 2023, right, a good chance maybe making a team. If not, they gave him a signing bonus, so they saw something in him. So as far as just letting him go, that wasn't going to happen. But and he made it back the next season, right? So let's hope, pray, Bryce Ford-Wheaton makes it back again next season. So as I said, if Shane and Daboll are around, they're certainly going to welcome him with open arms. Does not obviously guarantee him a roster spot, but I'm sure they'll give him a chance.